What if civilization woke up to find its banks shuttered, millions unemployed, and hope drained from every household? The Great Depression wasn't just an economic collapse, it transformed the very fabric of society. The Great Depression began with the United States stock market crash in 1929. In its wake, the nation's GDP plummeted by nearly 30%, unemployment soared to 25%, and 9,000 banks collapsed. The shockwaves were global, world trade halved, and the crisis ignited a decade of hardship and change. Recovery only came with the demands of World War II's wartime production. During the 1920s, stock prices rose rapidly, fueled by speculation and borrowing. Many investors bought stocks using credit, which magnified losses when prices collapsed in October 1929. Banks were poorly regulated and heavily exposed to risky investments. When people rushed to withdraw money, banks failed in waves, reducing loans and deepening the economic contraction. Instead of expanding the money supply, central banks, especially the U.S. Federal Reserve, allowed it to shrink, causing deflation. Falling prices and wages increased real debt burdens and discouraged spending. Most major economies were tied to the gold standard, which limited their ability to lower interest rates or increase money supply. As countries defended their gold reserves, economic contraction spread globally. The Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1930 raised tariffs on imports. Other countries retaliated, causing world trade to collapse and worsening unemployment worldwide. The Depression was not just a financial crisis. It reshaped societies, led to mass poverty, and altered government roles in managing economies. Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal introduced public works, financial regulation, and social safety nets, many of which still exist today. A Great Depression-scale collapse is unlikely in the near future, but recessions and financial crises remain possible. Banks are now subject to capital requirements, deposit insurance, and stress tests. Deposit insurance alone greatly reduces the risk of bank runs. Modern central banks respond aggressively to crises by cutting interest rates, increasing money supply, and providing emergency liquidity, lessons learned directly from the Great Depression. Unemployment insurance, stimulus spending, and social welfare programs help stabilize demand during downturns, preventing economic freefall. Global growth is projected around 3%, inflation is easing, and major central banks have begun cautious rate cuts. Risks remain, but the global economy shows resilience, not systemic collapse. AI will reshape labor markets, but research suggests it automates tasks more than entire jobs, boosts productivity, and requires retraining and policy support rather than causing mass unemployment. While a Great Depression is unlikely, serious downturns could arise from large financial bubbles, poor policy responses, major conflicts, or climate-related shocks. Modern institutions are better equipped to prevent a decade-long collapse. The Great Depression was caused by financial excess, policy failures, and structural weaknesses. Today's systems, tools, and knowledge make a repeat far less likely. Economic recessions are normal. Individuals who prepare in advance can greatly reduce stress and financial damage. Begin by building an emergency fund. Save 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses in a liquid account. Reduce high-interest debt, especially credit cards and short-term loans. Pay down the highest interest debt first and avoid new debt unless essential. Strengthen job security by developing in-demand skills, learning to complement AI, and diversifying income through side projects or freelance work. Evaluate fixed expenses like housing, transportation, and subscriptions. Lower costs provide more flexibility and resilience in downturns. Invest wisely and don't panic. Focus on long-term strategy, maintain diversification, and avoid excessive leverage. Historically, markets recover. Keep credit healthy by paying bills on time and keeping credit utilization below 30%. Good credit is your backup safety net. Prepare mentally. not just financially. Recessions are stressful and full of uncertainty. Expect volatility, focus on what you control, and avoid constant doom scrolling. Avoid common mistakes during recessions: panic selling, risky gambles, ignoring skill development, relying on debt, or assuming job security is guaranteed. Prioritize stability and flexibility. Simple checklist: emergency fund started, high-interest debt under control, skills improving yearly, expenses below income, investments diversified, and credit score protected. Progress matters more than perfection. Recessions don't hurt everyone equally. They tend to punish those unprepared or over-leveraged and reward patience, flexibility, and financial discipline. Preparing for downturns isn't pessimism, it's financial maturity. The Great Depression proved that crisis can reshape economies and lives. With foresight and wise action, we face uncertainty, not with fear, but with confidence.